Comparing decimals. Sometimes we want to compare decimal numbers to tell which is greater. Suppose we have these two decimal numbers. It is very useful to use a place value chart to help us compare these numbers based on what each digit means. Here, we need a chart that represents the ones place and decimals up to the thousandths place. So, we have 3 columns in our chart on the right of the decimal point. The first column to the left of the decimal point represents the ones place, while the column that comes immediately to the right of the decimal point represents the tenths place. The second column represents the hundredths place, and the final column represents the thousandths place. We now arrange the digits from the two numbers in 2 rows. As you can see, the digits that belong to the same place appear in the same column. Now we can begin the comparison. Starting from left to right, we compare the digits that are in the same column to see whether or not they are equal. Since the ones place has a 0 in both numbers, so we look at the decimals. In the first column, after the decimal point, the digits are the same. So we move on to check the next column. In the second column, we also have the same digits. So we still need to check the next column. The third and last column has 2 different digits. The top digit is an 8, while the bottom digit is a 9. 8 is less than 9. So we can conclude that 658 thousandths is less than 659 thousandths. And we can write this using the less than symbol. Let us try another one. We want to compare these 2 decimal numbers. As before, we arrange the numbers such that the digits in the same place are in the same column. Now, we compare the digits in left to right order. The ones place has a 7 on top and a 7 in the bottom. Since the whole number part is the same in both numbers, we have to compare the decimals. In the tenths column, the top digit is 3, while the bottom digit is 2. Since 3 is greater than 2, we stop. We don't need to make any more comparisons, because the tenths place represents the largest decimal, and we conclude that the first number represents a greater value. So we write our conclusion using the greater than symbol. In this lesson, you learned how to compare 2 decimals to thousandths using a place value chart.